was planning to attend. Every time something like this happens, however, everyone has to learn new hard lessons. I'm confident of this. There will now be a new protocol for the security for the President and Vice President of the United States, and perhaps for others in the line of succession. History often records how close we have come to disaster, and then on the other side of it, everything has to change in a moment. Perhaps we need to learn some very constructive lessons from a near miss.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
Losers.
And when the band plays, hey,
Thieves.
the chief.
Socialists, communists, Marxists, and American Democrats do not know how to win. Why would anybody ask them? What is happening at this very moment, it's not only history is being made, history and the future is being altered.
The United Arab Emirates saying that it will leave OPEC and OPEC Plus as of May 1st. The country's energy minister telling Reuters that that decision was made after a careful look at its strategies. He said the UAE is doing this at the right time without hugely impacting markets because of constraints on the Strait of Hormuz.
60 years. The cartel was built on the shoulders of the UAE, along with a couple other countries, which we may, in fact, have Saudi Arabia also break apart. Now, what if they're our allies in the most important commodity in the universe today? My next guest knows that everybody's an oil trader, whether they admit it or not. He's been doing it for 30-plus years. Adjunct professor of finance at DePaul. That was a part-time job. His real job, making money and for himself and others by knowing the markets. Scott, the cow guy, Shellady. What's up, sexy?
Thanks for having me, Shaun, and welcome to the great state of Illinois, the great city of Chicago. You must be enjoying yourself,
brother. I'll tell you what. It does give you a little edge, right? I'm back to the old days. I want to jump out of the car and punch somebody in a Subaru, regardless of if I know they're a man or not. So,
well, you won't be if they're driving a Subaru. You won't know. What
you won't know till the report is being filed. May the defendant please stand. But
and by the way, they died of COVID as well.
Yes. It's a fascinating reality to see exactly how he's destroying, in the order it was put together, the cartel over the most important commodity in the world. It's making more sense every minute of every day that we go on. Venezuela, the Middle East, Iran, now the end of the cartel. I mean, brother, I want to buy every $90 put, $80 put. I'll buy a $72 put. This could be $45 in the blink of an eye if we partner with the UAE and the Saudis and start to price oil on our own exporting. Now we're doing Japan. I think I'm turning Japanese.
Yeah, well, that's a song too, isn't it? Phil Flynn is a good friend of mine, and he's on my radio show once a week. He's all over Fox as an expert oil guy. I have another woman by the name of Carly Garner on my show. She's very good when it comes to crude. We call her the queen of crude, and she's on with whatever his name is over on CNBC. He's the crazy guy, Jim. Whatever.
Oh, Kramer. Yeah, his wife's the trader. He's an actor. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Well, yeah, but anyway, he has Carly on too every now and again. But anyway, both of those people tell me, and I'll let everybody else know, that they fear, or not fear, but they think exactly what you're thinking. But they're a little bit more aggressive with their calls. They're taking $50, $40, and I had Phil say something crazy the other day that there's a possibility of $30. So they're waiting for oil to absolutely crater.
Do you know what's funny, Scott? I remember like yesterday, maybe because I was paying attention to everything every millisecond, when George Bush, won the presidency, and I think it was shortly after, the whole thing with it was before we're going to send troops, but after September 11th, oil hits like $30 a barrel, and they go crazy. I thought you were a fracking oil man. What do you mean $30? They wanted it. The media wanted it at $22. It's unbelievable how the misinformation, the propaganda, and the agitation gets people to cheer against their own prosperity. And by the way, Republicans are guilty of this. I've been listening to these fools for years now pretend that the sweet spot for oil is $80. Well, you have to be a moron to want $80 oil. The sweet spot for oil is $30, $35. Now all of us are rich overnight. Our money is worth more money. The inflation corrects itself. This is by far the most important product in the universe, isn't it?
That's why America became America, because we have so much of it, number one. But number two, it made us wealthy. And when you're wealthy, what you get with wealth is fantastic medicine, and you're supposed to get good schools. I'll argue against that when it comes to Chicago later. But that is the horse that we came to the party on. We have fantastic health care that the rest of the world emulates or tries to come here to get good health care. And number two is, we're very highly educated compared to the rest of the world. And that's all because we're a rich nation, and we're a rich nation all because of oil and carbon stuff. So anybody that was on board with that EV stuff or switching over to or getting off of carbon because of climate change, you're insane. We have 400 years of it underneath our feet. We have more than Saudi Arabia does. And people want to get rid of it and throw it away. And then the wokesters, I mean, how about, did I talk to you about this? I don't know. I've talked to so many people in a day, I can't remember. But when British Petroleum wanted to change their name to Beyond Petroleum because they wanted to be more than just
you and I last week. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane. This is what these people aren't really serious people. So they want us to get off of what got us here, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Well, I believe it's more nefarious than that. I believe it is a manipulation to inflate a price that should be an infinitesimal reality of what it is today. I believe it's very orchestrated, and if you go back, you know what you would love? I am telling you, Scott, you would love it. And I know your brain, the Dutch, you can't help it. You can't rest that thing. The book, Rockefeller Controlling the Game. When you realize, Scott, the whole thing, he financed all of this green energy, the Earth movement. The biggest donors to make certain Clinton or Carter got in was the Rockefeller Foundation. They've been married to this bulldunk. They hype up this bulldunk because it drives up the price of their oil, and the solutions are all based in their product. They diversify. They make 5 times the money on the garbage that doesn't work. It's fantastic to watch. And then Al Gore's father, he's on the board of Occidental Oil after he's a senator. Doesn't know his ass from his elbow. What the hell are you doing on the board? Making $500,000 a year in 1970. That's $7 million today. So you look at all of these guys who are selling this; they're all the beneficiaries of oil. And and Newsom, his father was the tax attorney for John Paul Getty. And one of the favorite people I have on, I have Judge Bork's son on all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, and he's just as smart as his father. And what people don't realize is Bork, the judge, who when you think about it, Biden single-handedly undermined he should have been on the Supreme Court. Brilliant. Brilliant corporate attorney and really somebody who had dissected the most abused law America has in the Sherman Antitrust Act. It's because of corrupt $2 whore politicians back then that the Middle East even exists. They'd be still dusting off camels trying to sell me one with 3 humps in the same fracking costumes. They'd have nothing if it wasn't for the American government and the Sherman Antitrust Act. They're still pulling it out on our oil rigs from 110 years ago. So people need to know this. And we're the ones that created the same spear we're hoisted upon with OPEC, with the Middle East. They don't. It should have always been us. You said it the first. We're the ones that figured out how to utilize oil, not these morons. It's us. So we should control the game. I've said it since the time I could read.
And we are under Trump finally. I mean, look he's the one that made us oil independent, and then he went after Venezuela. He's going to take care of Cuba here after we get done with Iran, and then obviously you've seen what's happened with OPEC. That started to crack. Just like Britain leaving the European Union, UAE wants to get out of OPEC, and I don't blame them at all. Like I don't blame Britain for wanting to be out of the European Union. This is all going to be great. That's going to give us even more opportunity to maybe have a line into the Middle East or have some new allies. But I love what I'm seeing.
Me too. And when I saw that cheese-eating surrender monkey, that moron whose wife kicks his ass, Macron, talking about the Europe. Right here, Europe, you're nothing without us. And tell that to that blue blood. You just see the king, how close his eyes are together? That's a lot of inbreeding there. Get that son of a gun off the shores, too. We don't need a one of them. And as we reevaluate and reorganize the world economy, I say we call in the money. Hey, France, give me the money. And let me know who my Uncle Mikey's kids are. I got cousins over there.
You remember, I mean, it's just odd, and it really bothers me that all these people, I mean, Donald Trump's not perfect. Nobody is, and he makes mistakes like everybody else, but he's got a grand plan, and he obviously hasn't shared it with a lot of other people, but it's slowly but surely I'm seeing the picture come together myself. And for all these people that get in his way and hate him, right, it's like no matter what the guy does, he's still the orange man bad. He's still going to kill us all, right? And two things. Remember when COVID was around at the height of COVID, and any good news with COVID, people would say, yeah, but still it can kill you. Yeah, it's still like those people are the same people that no matter what Trump does, he's still going to be a bad person, right? It's just the same exact personality. No matter what the good news was about COVID, like, hey, we're getting through it. It looks like we're going to get to the other side. No, you can still die. You can still die. It's, okay, whatever. And the same thing, look what Trump's doing with Venezuela. Look what he's trying to do. Look, you know what? In the year 2022, right? That should be a song. We had the average price of oil was between $3.95 a barrel to $4.50 the majority of the year. But the high was $5.01.
Oh, you're talking about
the year
gas,
2022. Yeah. 22. And by the way, we had a 9.1 CPI. Okay, let's take a poll about everybody listening to the show right now and anybody out there in the rest of the universe and ask them, what did you get for the 9.1% inflation rate you paid that entire year? And what did you get for $5 gas? You got nothing. You just had to pay higher prices for everything across the board. At least this time around, you can say this is probably not going to be longer than 6 months, if not maybe sooner. And for this higher price of the gas at the gas station, you're getting a safer world that doesn't have the nuclear threat from some mullahs that are out of their minds.
So that's
not a bad trade. You're actually getting something for it.
First of all, this is exactly what we needed. We had been lulled into this arguing on false premise system where we didn't realize how controlled everything was. I love what he's done. It is the blessing and the curse, and proving all of the allegations right. I've been on to this bank of settlements, international settlements, for a while. This bank, forget our Federal Reserve. You look into this bank, they tell Jerome Powell, they tell the Federal Reserve what to do. And did you know, we fought this off till 94. Bill Clinton, quietly in between molesting and raping people, signs us up to this BIS bank. And since then, you look at the explosion of our policies and the ability for the money to be misappropriated and never found traces right back to this bank. This is the bank that started the IMF bank, that started the World Bank that you and I talk about. This is the bank that without this bank, this underbelly control of not just our dollar, but the euro and all the rest of it could not happen. I think him, Bessent, and all of them are aware of it, and they're recalibrating us to bring back our own dollar on our own country, on our own natural resources, including the value of the land that is not sold and can't be sold. We're only 6% developed. You know what we could do? If you look at how Germany bounces back from the Weimar Republic, they attach the currency, the new currency, to the land. We could do it to the land, to the oil and the gas. Now everybody in the world is at our knees. We'll buy a euro. It'll cost us 6 cents. Give me 10 of them. Everybody's rich overnight. And that's how you solve everything, and you crush all inflation. We reintroduce the American dollar and really shake out the scum money that's hidden in the international bank settlement crime syndicate and around the world. All the foreign policy money, everything. Overnight, they have to cash it in. Now we could see where it is. I think that's the way to go. I'm speculating, but that's what I do.
Well, you know what? This is what I love about you, Shaun, is this is something different this is a conversation that you can have as Trump being president. Because when we don't have him as president, let's go back to the stuffed animal we had as president, from 20 to 24. And you can't have this conversation because you're so knee deep in stuff that's happening all around you every day that you cannot believe, that you can't even think about the big picture. And, at least Trump's got a 10-year plan. I mean, we're used to a 10-minute plan or a 10-day plan at the most. And so that's why you can have this conversation now. instead of having to always fight about dumb stuff like no borders, no police, forgiving student loans, and you can't get through all the garbage to get to the real stuff that you can plan. But now we can sit down and go, wow, look at the grand plan. Look at how we became oil independent, and now the world wants us. Watch what's happening to OPEC. Look what we did to Venezuela. I mean, it's amazing to see, and then how he's bringing back reshoring all of our manufacturing.
It's amazing.
He's gotten $17 trillion over a 10-year period from outside capital to be invested in the U.S. I mean, but there's still people that don't like him, and I get it. He says some stuff that you don't like, whatever. But at the end of the day, so did your parents, and you still love them. So stop it.
Well, here's the other thing. I'm watching these imbeciles in Washington, Caligula for ugly, sexually frustrated, and deviant nerds. And they're talking about, what did it cost $25 billion for the war in Iran? Without any understanding or knowledge of how he not only crippled Iran, but changed the base premise of our exporting of the most important product in the universe. And here's what I'm back home, right? Or back in the area. You start to look at $4 billion to redo the highway 294, $4 billion. $11 billion for O'Hare. We got more money in Democrat syndicate thievery from the short in the pants dailies in Shirakistan than we do in Iran. And these morons, all of a sudden you care about the $25 billion. You can give a rip about the billions being stolen through phony projects to cousins who needed a cork on the fork at the daily Thanksgiving. It's a joke.
It is a joke because did they ever bring up how much they spent in Ukraine? $300 billion.
Oh,
$300 billion.
Did you see?
So these are the people. They're not serious people, Shaun, and I'm sure you saw this, but they stood and applauded a king in Congress yesterday after they marched.
I lost my mind
3 weeks ago.
I thought I was going to get thrown off the air. I thought that yesterday was the last day. You know, we built this whole country because we threw off his rat bastard fat pig of a great grandfather. And you look at him; he's got his eyeballs so close together, he's almost a cyclops from the inbreeding. Stop banging your first cousin, sicko, and pretending they're royalty. Get the hell out of here.
You just offended about 70% of my family with that, Shaun. Stop
I'm sorry. But, I'm Norwegian. Took 65 of us drunk. We sacked York and the rest of the whole fracking country. They're lucky we got sauced.
Right. Good stuff.
But did you see Zelensky with the stolen picture from Italy behind him during when he was begging for money? Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Oh, Scott, I'm going to have Honey Bunny send it to you. I can't seem to find it right now, but I will send it to you. He's begging for more money. He's got the stolen artwork from the museum in Italy, $10 million on his back wall. The money that they stole from us will make the Somalians look like the dollar store, what they stole from us. It's really unbelievable. And now you're going to come on. What did the war cost with Iran? Why, you stupid son of a dog. What did it cost us to pretend Iran was a country for the last 47 years? The whole thing of why we don't argue is what you taught me. The boom belt, 11 states, 70% of the GDP, not a one of them led by a Democrat. Argument over. Sit in a corner, put a dunce cap on, and wait for a daily to give you a contract.
It's a $9 trillion annual GDP, number one. And number two, 70% of the population growth of the last 5 years has been in that area. You talk about having each state have their own currency. They've kind of got together, and now there's 11 states that basically have their own country. I mean, it's amazing, and it works.
Absolutely, it does. This is the other thing. We've been entertaining these imbeciles as if they have a valid point, or as if they have an argument, or as if they have any goal of success. I'm done with it. You can't show me one municipality that isn't embroiled in the same corruption and scandal as Chicago or New York. Not one. We're done arguing. From now on, I don't even want to hear their opinion because it doesn't mean anything. I mean, there's still people that think Obama was a president of achievement or success when he was an unmitigated failure from day one till they threw his crooked ass out. Sick and tired.
You're racist. You can't say that.
Come on. Are you nuts? I'm blacker than he is, especially when it comes to American black. What the hell does he know about being black?
Hey, by the way, I did a radio show this morning with you guys, and tell Prof that only little girls and kindergartners take their birthday off anymore, all right? He's got to learn that that's not a cool thing to do.
You got no wife. You never paid a tuition payment for the fruit of your loins. When isn't it your birthday? Every day's your fracking birthday. What, is today going to be better than last month? Get the hell out of here. Talk about a guy that's always on a holiday. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they put a candle in his eggs at the country club. Thanks for always making me laugh and making me smarter.
Oh, boy. Good stuff.
All right, you too. I'll talk to you soon. Scott Shellady, Scott the Cow Guy. Close. Thank you, babe. We'll be back with your calls and comments.
Call Shaun now. 312-642-5600.
Honey, I can't deal with this kitchen anymore. It's cramped and everything is outdated.
I know, but it makes no sense to move. I could call my contractor buddy Chad.
Babe,